Hey there YouTube, it's Askew 2000. I just wanted to do kind of a gear review of the brand spanking new Biolite Headlamp. I'm a big fan of Biolite products, as you can probably tell by my channel. And so they released this not too long ago, and it's a great headlamp. It's by far the most comfortable headlamp I've ever worn. They've done everything right in that sense. So integrating the cabling, having this low profile light all itself, and kind of having the nice curvature and everything. And it's really easy to adjust too. When it's on your head, you just pull these two straps snug and it fits perfectly. You don't even need a top strap because it just fits perfectly every single time. And I love that. It has an articulating light, so you can actually adjust the beam pattern and where you want it to go. And it's real simple operation too, right? So it's just one button on and one button off. And then if you want to cycle through the modes, you just press the button quickly. I think there's 5 modes. So this one here is both the floodlight, which is kind of hard to see in the phone light here, the floodlight and the spotlight on. It'll go to a strobe light, it'll go off, and then it'll go to a red light, and then it'll go to a spotlight by itself, the floodlight by itself, and then it'll cycle back to both of them on. So let's just kind of go through it. Red light, spotlight, floodlight, both of them on, right? So it's real simple operation in that sense. Try to not give people seizures. And another cool thing is if you just press and hold, it's dimmable, right? So not all the modes are dimmable. I think only the combination flood and spot, the spot and the flood are dimmable. So I don't think you can dim the red light, nor can you dim the spot, the strobe. And it also has a memory feature, right? So it'll remember not only what mode you're in, but if you do dim it, it will go back to the same setting you left off at, which is really nice. I mean, that's super convenient. I've had headlamps before where, you need to essentially read a whole manual before you can figure out how to A, get through modes, and B, how to set memory and all that kind of stuff. So I like that they just decided to make it bare bones in that sense. It's a pretty powerful light. I think it's 330 lumens at its max output. So that's with both the flood and the strobe on, or flood and the spotlight on. It's also USB rechargeable, and you get this kind of cool little battery life indicator here. And again, I just can't stress this enough. It's just the most comfortable headlamp I've ever worn. Compare that to this Black Diamond Icon. This is a beast of a headlamp. It's super powerful, but it also weighs a lot. I think this thing's only maybe 65 or 69 grams. This you can really feel on your head, and it gets kind of obnoxious, especially if you're trying to run with it. The battery pack itself just kind of lobs on the back of your head. This does not do that. This is just A+ in terms of comfort factor. Now I do have a few critiques. One, I was a little surprised that they didn't make this waterproof. It can handle light rain and splashes and that sort of thing, but it can't really handle being submerged. And not that I'm ever going to go out swimming with a headlamp, right? It's more just peace of mind for me that, if I were to trip and maybe fall in a puddle or something like that, or this fell off my head and landed in water, that wouldn't cause water damage, right? So that is something to be concerned about. Like I said, rain is fine. So if you take it out running in rain, it's not going to be a problem. It's probably most likely due to the battery door here. Like, I don't know if that can be submerged, but even the beast of a Black Diamond Icon, you can leave it in a bucket overnight and you'll be fine, because it is 100% waterproof. So just keep that in mind. If you need a headlamp that is actually waterproof, this one isn't. The other thing I don't even want to call this really a critique. It's just the battery life on this, it leaves a little to be desired. It only has a 900 milliamp hour battery. And And they say on their website that you can get about 3.5 hours if you're running on max output. And that's probably accurate, but to me that's not very much, in the sense that I can only get maybe 2 or 3 good runs in, and then I'd need to recharge the battery. I'm not going to split hairs over battery capacity. I know the reason why it's a small battery is because it's lightweight, and that's what you're looking for. If I wanted a gigantic battery, I'd go with this, or even you can get the optional AA battery pack. And this will last a long time, but it also needs to power a much brighter light. So 200 lumens is pretty substantial. And then the last thing, I don't know. One thing that I've always really liked about Biolite is that they tend to be multifunctional. So they create a product, it can usually do 1 or 2 other extra things. So I was a little surprised, and I probably kind of expected this. They came out with those little sun lamps, but those are rechargeable with the solar cell on the back. But I was a little surprised they didn't have a USB out. Now, it makes sense with the battery. Again, a 900 milliamp hour battery isn't going to provide enough charge for really anything. But that would be reason to upgrade the battery, right? Get a little bit more battery life out of it. Then you could, much like the Black Diamond Icon, have the USB output and actually charge other devices as well. But I think, what Biolite was thinking is this is more kind of a utilitarian type of outdoor gear. So, you'd probably be packing this along with other sources of power and whatever else you need. But, that's just one of the quirks that I've always kind of liked about Biolite. They came out with that sunlight, and people kind of complained that it doesn't charge out, or it doesn't have USB out, but it also has a solar panel in the back, which is kind of one of the little quirky things. But that being said, I'm not going to not recommend this product just because of those little things. I mean, if you use it for its intended purpose, again, like I think sort of light duty, running at night, taking out the trash, doing that sort of thing, this is a great headlamp, and it's stupid comfortable, and so you could fall asleep with this thing on. It wouldn't be an issue, just because it's that comfortable. So again, great headlamp, and thank you for watching.